Good afternoon everyone, SBG Active Aussie back again with another video. It's 2:45 Saturday afternoon, beautiful time to be out and about. I just want to talk about what I like to call guilt by allegation, and this continues to be a big problem for men in 2023. It basically all started off with that Me Too nonsense a while back, and some of you would have seen that story about Jonathan Majors that's been in the media, and another MGTOW, JD Miles, made a video about that, so I won't go into too much detail. But this narrative has developed, it's like a type of culture even, that men are guilty by allegation, and this just totally goes against the rule of law and transparency of law in countries like the USA, Australia, UK. We have had cases of guilt by allegation here in Australia as well. There have been quite a few of them over the years, and it's just getting out of hand now. And this can also apply to men who are going overseas. For example, the passport bro movement is becoming very popular, and there are many guys going to places like Thailand, the Philippines, maybe a few have gone to Indonesia, to Bali, for example, or even Singapore for some guys who can afford to live there. It's just too expensive now, so I think mostly it would be Thailand and the Philippines. But you need to be very careful in regard to false rape allegations in places like Singapore and the Philippines as well, because these countries are becoming very feminized in nature, even in regard to their legal systems. And I'm not just making that up. Go and do a bit of research on current laws in the Philippines and also Singapore, and you will find out. And you certainly don't want to be convicted of rape in a place like Singapore or the Philippines, because the consequences are very, very severe, much worse than here in the West, that's for sure. So men obviously need to be very, very careful. So I suggest for men, no dating, no girlfriend, obviously don't get married, try and minimize your contact with women. I'm not really a fan of the MGTOW monk lifestyle, and I have supported escort maxing before, but I just feel that nowadays men need to really be careful, because there's one law that applies for women and another one for men. So the situation for men and women is very different. I think in regard to many countries, it's safer as far as relationships go between men and women, not just romantic relationships, I mean work relationships too. But as far as the West goes, the women have the upper hand. They have the court system and the media, the MSM, right behind them. So you are guilty until proven innocent. So there is a presumption of guilt, not a presumption of innocence. And even if you are not guilty, found not guilty, you can still be blacklisted within your industry, within certain industries and businesses. So you can be prevented from earning a living, making an income. And once you throw mud, it sticks. Like it's that old saying, mud sticks. So as men, we have to be very aware, be very careful. And I know I might get some haters might come on here later and say, oh, you're just bitter, you're being paranoid. That's not going to happen. But the fact is, it does happen, it is happening. So all these ignorant and stupid people who criticize red pill men and criticize MGTOW, they're not looking at the actual situation that is really occurring. They just think that we are making this up, that it's just a fantasy, it doesn't really happen, and that we are just trying to portray ourselves as being victims. And I know some guys, they still want to get married, they still want to have a family. I think for some blue pill men that still might be possible in certain places, but the destinations, the places for that are certainly shrinking nowadays. So we have to look at this situation very carefully and take decisive action to protect ourselves. I'm just in Toohey Forest, down near Toohey Road. I usually don't make videos here, but it's very good because it's quiet. People don't come down here. And this is just a track that leads up to the higher elevated parts of the forest. So I'm sort of down in the lowlands at the moment. I'm about 100 meters from where, or maybe 150 meters from where I made the video on Thursday night. So still close to a residential area. I've never seen much wildlife here. It's a pretty biologically dead sort of area by the look of it. I've been down here 2 or 3 times before, but I've never made a video in this exact location. I hope you're all doing well. I made a video earlier today thanking the latest subscribers, so thanks very much for subscribing. I'll keep on making videos. Hope you like them, and always leave your feedback and comments as usual, and I'll talk to you later.